The Ringing Cedars, Series 10, Anastasia, Book 1, Vladimir Megre. The relationship with the animal world around her is similar to the relationship between humans and domestic animals. During her morning preparations, many of them stare at Anastasia. They themselves do not approach her. I watched how she played in the morning, playing with the fox, as if she were playing with a pet dog. Anastasia would pat the fox on the back of the head and quickly run away. The fox would hurry to catch her, and, when she almost got close to her, Anastasia would suddenly jump into a run and, pushing herself off the tree trunk with both legs in a jump, would quickly run to the other side. By inertia, the fox would rush past the tree, swing and run towards Anastasia, who would giggle. Anastasia does not think at all about the problem of clothing and diet. She usually walks half-dressed or undressed. It feeds on cedar nuts, some kind of grass, strawberries and mushrooms. He only eats dried mushrooms. She herself never collects mushrooms or nuts, and she does not make stocks, a container, even for the winter. All this is prepared by many squirrels. There is nothing unusual in squirrels preparing food for the winter. Something else surprised me. At the snapping of Anastasia's fingers, the nearby squirrels raced to jump on her outstretched hand and give her an already peeled, tiny kernel of a nut. And when Anastasia claps her bent leg on the knee, the squirrels make some kind of sound, as if they are calling, announcing to others, and they start pulling and stacking dried mushrooms and other food on the grass in front of her. I thought that she was training them, but Anastasia said that their actions are almost instinctive, so even the mother squirrel teaches the cubs by her own example. They may have been trained earlier by one of my distant ancestors, but above all it would simply be their predestination. In early childhood, Anastasia could use milk from various animals in addition to her mother's milk. They would freely let her have a teat. She makes absolutely no cold out of food. She never sits down to eat something special. She picks a strawberry, a young plant on the way, and continues to do her own thing. As the end of my 3-day stay with her approached, I could not relate to her as I had at the beginning when we met. After everything I saw and heard, Anastasia turned into some kind of being for me, not a beast, because her intellect is very high and her memory. Sometimes it seemed to me that her abilities were far beyond the limits of understanding of an ordinary person. But precisely because of this attitude towards her, she was very sad and upset. In the man of our civilization, the brain works by wanting to organize daily life in every possible way, to earn food and to satisfy sexual urges. Anastasia doesn't waste time on that at all. The most diverse tribes, who live far from civilization, also do not have such a relationship with nature. Anastasia explains this by saying that they do not have sufficiently pure intentions. Nature and the animal world feel it. When I was in the forest, her abilities to see different people at great distances, as well as what was happening with them, seemed to me the most unusual, mystical. It is possible that other hermits possessed this ability. She did it with the help of an invisible ray. She claimed that every person has it, but people are not aware of it, so they would not be able to use it. Man has not yet created anything like that, which does not exist in nature. The technique, thanks to which television exists, is only a sad picture of what this ray can show. Even though the ray was invisible, I still could not believe in it, regardless of the fact that she repeatedly tried to show and explain the principle of its action, to find evidence, understandable explanations. Tell me, Vladimir, what do you think? What is fantasy? So are many people capable of imagination? I think many people can imagine. Imagination is when a person imagines himself in the desired future. Good. So you don't deny that man has the ability to shape his future, certain different situations? I don't deny it. And now, sleep. What is a dream? I don't know what it is. A dream is simply a dream. And do you think, can a man manage his dream? Summon images and events in a dream that he wants to see? Like on a regular TV, for example. I don't think anyone can make it happen. The dream somehow comes by itself. You are wrong. Man can manage everything. That is why he was created to rule everything. The ray, which I am telling you about, contains information, ideas, intuition, soul feelings that are found in man and, as a result, dreamlike visions, which are consciously controlled by the will of man. How is it possible to manage a dream in a dream? Not in my sleep. It is possible on Java. Somehow to program earlier, yet with absolute accuracy. With you, it happens in a dream and chaotically. Man has lost the vast majority of his abilities to manage natural phenomena and himself. Therefore, he decided that sleep was just an unnecessary product of his tired brain. But if you want, I'll try to help you see something in the distance right now. Lie down on the grass and relax. Think of the person you know best, your wife for example. Remember her habits, walk, clothes, where in your opinion she can be now, and imagine everything in your imagination. You cannot relax completely, as if you are about to fall asleep. I will help you. Close your eyes. Spread your arms in all directions. Then I felt the touch of the fingers of her hand touching mine. I was beginning to drift off into sleep or doze. The woman was making coffee on the gas stove, and something else, in a deep pot. The woman's face was sullen and dissatisfied. Moves lazy. She suddenly raised her head, walked slowly to the window, looked into the rain and smiled. The coffee was boiling over on the stove. She held the pot of coffee that was pouring down the walls, but she didn't frown, and she didn't get angry like usual. She took off her vest. I woke up. But what? Have you seen? Anastasia asked. I saw. But maybe it was just a dream? How ordinary. Well, you were going to see exactly her. Yes, I meant to. And I saw. And where is the evidence that she was actually in the kitchen at that moment when I saw her in my dream? Remember this day and hour, Vladimir, if you want to make sure. When you get home, ask. Didn't you see the smile on your wife's face when she came to the window? She smiled, and didn't get angry because of the spilled coffee. I noticed that. She saw only rain, which she never liked. Then why was she smiling? Well, I also looked at your wife through my ray and warmed her. So, your ray has warmed up, and mine is, what, cold?